And welcome back to The Count. I'm Tom Basili, here with our political analyst, Mark Halpern. Political correctness, cancel culture, and even boycotting has now become a dominant force within corporate America. It's known as woke capitalism. Now, the mixing of politics and business is becoming the norm. Joining us now is the author of The Dictatorship of Woke Capital, Stephen Soukup. Stephen, thank you very much for being here. How is American capitalism under assault from the far left?
Well, for probably the last, say, 30 years, American business, American corporations have been pushing the envelope, trying their best to turn the culture, even in the business world, to the left to advance personal political goals, occasional financial goals, but most especially to try to advance their own agendas rather than the agendas of the voters or of shareholders.
So is forcing employees, for instance, to take critical race theory training or sponsoring Black Lives Matter when Black Lives Matter is out there, rioting in the streets, is that somehow good for business, or is this just social pressure and politics, political pressure bubbling up from within the company?
Well, there's a lot of pressure in corporate America, and it's not just bubbling up from within the corporation. There are three primary influences on corporate behavior with respect to politics. It's from the bottom up, which, as you mentioned, is employees pressuring management to do something. It's from the top down, which involves very woke management pushing the company to do what they want it to do, specifically for the purposes of advancing management's political goals. And then it also comes from the outside in. And that's primarily what my book is about, is the influence from the outside in. Activists and shareholders who are attempting to push business to advance a political agenda rather than to advance its traditional financial agenda.
What could outsiders do who wanted to influence decision makers to behave differently?
Are you asking what do they do now?
No, what could they do? In other words, if someone in this country wants to change this pattern, what could they do?
The primary idea would be to push back against those who are using the capital markets and particularly shareholder activism to advance a political agenda. What we would like to see is for shareholders to push back and tell the activists, no, this is not what business is for. This is not what we want. We want our businesses to remain neutral, and we want for our businesses to focus on doing their jobs and delivering quality products to the American people and delivering quality value to shareholders.
Stephen, there's a lot of debate about whether or not boycotts actually work. And there is some degree of evidence to say that when the left seems to do it, it does work. What are your thoughts on that? And I just have about 30 seconds.
Well, boycotts are another form of external pressure. And at this point right now, American corporations are very, very, very susceptible to external pressure. So, yeah, boycotts can work in large part because corporate management is very unsure of itself right now and is very scared of what happens if it does not resist or if it does resist the efforts of external actors.
All right, Stephen Soukup, thank you very much for joining us. We'll check out your book.
Thank you very much for having me. Appreciate it.